Over the course of 3 seasons, Demon Slayer's audience has become so invested in Tanjiro's story because they know just how much he's lost and exactly what he's fighting for in this crusade. This isn't just some empty pursuit to be the best at demon slaying or working out an unhealthy aggression towards monsters. There's genuine pathos to his quest that adds weight to every swing of his blade. This season has added several new players to this war, many of which don't have the same depth as the core cast. But aren't you going to become a Hashira? Does impressive work to elaborate upon Genya's complicated past and why he swings the blade? However, these healthy revelations arrive at a point where it may be too late for the standout guest character to stick around as the upper-ranked demons turn up the heat. After Han Tengu's regeneration, aren't you going to become a Hashira? Tragically sends its characters back to start with this fight. Only now the heroes have the crucial knowledge that there's also a 5th demon that needs to be executed in tandem with the rest. While it's frustrating that Tanjiro, Nezuko, and Genya are forced to go back to square one with their fight, it's thrilling to see them essentially speedrun the proceedings of the past 2 episodes. They're winded, but they're able to put their best feet forward in this concentrated attack where everyone is at their best and focused like a laser to weed out Hanting's 5th form. It's a strong, simple angle to structure this episode around, as well as a twist that helps Aren't You Going to Become a Hashira feel different than the many other installments from this season that are built around battling Han Tengu. The crucial reveal of this 5th demon lights a fire under Tanjiro, and it's all hands on demon deck to stop Tanjiro from reaching Han Tengu's final state. This defeat will trigger Han Tengu's sudden doom, so this thrilling tag team attack is crucial for everyone involved. Meanwhile, Genya's odd and aggressive transformation aligns with Tanjiro's demon-slaying goals, but he attacks with a vicious honesty that bites like someone who's possessed and in the throes of an exorcism. A lot of Aren't You Gonna Become a Hashira revolves around gauging what's really going on with Genya and where the conflicted demon slayer's motives lie. Genya's condition is so compelling because it's not black or white. He continues to help Tanjiro and Nezuko. The battleground is too busy for either of them to properly process what's going on with their new friend, and if they should be more concerned and on guard. Genya's heightened state functions like this: extreme berserker mode that boosts his skills, but puts him on borrowed time as he grows increasingly erratic. Demon Slayer never quite makes Genya shift clear before this cryptic tactic fails to be enough to overtake the enemy. Demon Slayer has indulged in plenty of gripping episodes that are structured around emotional flashbacks, right when a character pays the ultimate price in the present. While this formula is nothing new and almost seals Genya's fate once it's revealed, it still leads to a rewarding narrative about identity and lineage as Genya eternally lives in his brother's shadow. The massacre of Genya's siblings, but their mother no less, is one of the most brutal displays of violence to come out of the series, and suddenly Genya's reserved behavior makes a lot more sense. It's heartbreaking, and an important reminder that every player in this war has experienced tremendous loss in order to reach this point. Everyone has a score to settle and personal vendettas to resolve. Demon Slayer has never decided to tell an episode from Nezuko's perspective, but it would likely function a lot like Genya's story. There's definitely a symmetry between her and Genya's trajectories that makes his history hit harder. Aren't You Going to Become a Hashira is a stronger episode for not taking the obvious melodramatic bait and offing Genya. That's not to say that he won't perish in the next installment, but it will at least be on his terms after he's been filled with love and confidence, rather than dying full of regret. Aren't You Going to Become a Hashira is largely devoid of Gyoko content, which could have made this episode a little more balanced. This upper-ranked demon's presence is brief, but Muishiro Tokido continues to quietly drown and get punctured while Gyoko gloats like a true villain. Someone get this Hashira a straw. The broader strokes of these past few episodes of Demon Slayer's Swordsmith Village arc may feel repetitive, but the animation continues to push boundaries and surpass visual expectations. There are still stunning uses of color, with the red and blue lightning strikes that Nezuko bobs and weaves through. Tanjiro releases beautiful magenta fire strikes as he wipes these demons out too. Aren't you going to become a Hashira? Is an episode of Demon Slayer that doesn't technically move its story forward in a narrative sense. But despite this standstill, it's still full of dramatic highs and brutal battle sequences between characters who have had enough. There's strong action, emotion, and intrigue as this demon feud deepens, grows more personal, and enters what may finally be its last act. Whether audiences are tired of Tengu and his clones or not, these battle theatrics are ready to finally deliver now that everyone has put their cards on the table. Following on episode 7 as he escapes the prison, Muichiro Tokido realizes that Tanjiro Kamado's eyes are the same shade of red as his father's. Muichiro pulls out the needles numbing his face and begins regaining more of his memories, remembering that his father was a woodcutter. Kagaya Ubuyashiki's soothing words enter his mind, and he sorrowfully thinks about his master's disease as he crawls to Kotetsu, cutting apart the fish demon that had attacked him. Muichiro's memory progression continues as he recalls his mother's death from illness and his father's death from falling off a cliff. When he tries to speak with Kotetsu, Muichiro suddenly remembers about his older brother, Yuichiro Tokido, his twin and sole companion after their parents' death when they were 10. Thinking back to his past, Muichiro recalls Yuichiro's blunt personality after they were orphaned and how he ridiculed their father for trying to save their mother, a man who had died when aiming to help others. Crying, Muichiro unsuccessfully attempted to get Yuichiro to stop insulting their father and instead received insults from him regarding the first character in his name, Mu, which could be interpreted as nothingness. The twins continued to live together despite their strained relationship, which Muichiro had attributed to his older brother potentially despising him. After surviving on their own for a while, the siblings were visited by Kagaya's wife, Amain Ubuyashiki, who had told them about their swordsman heritage. Angered by her presence, Yuichiro drove her away and intensely berated Muichiro after he had expressed his interest in becoming a swordsman, straining their relationship to the point of forfeiting any communication between them. One summer night, a demon entered the twins' home, cutting off Yuichiro's left arm and insulting the siblings' lack of worth, angering Muichiro to the point of releasing explosive rage. The boy managed to pin the demon and crush it, watching it disintegrate as the sun rose. Crawling back to Yuichiro, Muichiro witnessed his brother's final words, begging the gods to spare Muichiro, as he was a good person that desired to help others, unlike himself. As Muichiro held his brother's hand, he told him that the Mu in his name was actually meant to represent the Mu in infinity. Finally recovering his memories, Muichiro awakens his true strength and gains mist, like markings over his face as he powerfully grips his blade. Overall, these two exciting episodes gave us plenty of insight into both Tanjiro's character development, as well as the ongoing plotline within Demon Slayer Season 3, making them essential viewing for any fan of the series. Thanks again for watching today's video. If you liked what you saw, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more awesome videos coming your way soon.